Okay, so I'm just boom. Okay, welcome. I'm really happy to be talking to Yaw Asumadu. I have the pleasure of being the guitarist in Ozi Ozaa, Yaw's big project, and I'm really happy about it. And one of the reasons I thought it'd be really cool to record this conversation was because every time we talk, Yaw, you often just bring out these really amazing stories of your life, your contacts, and your experiences. And I was just thinking, for people who love Ozi Ozaa and want to know a little bit more about you, how you came to be here, I thought this would be a great place for us to start this conversation.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I was going to just talk a little bit about the fact that we know each other because we had a conversation maybe 2 years ago, late 2019.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you'd just come here and were thinking about doing a band, and very quickly we figured out that we could make one happen.
So I remember.
Really wonderful. So thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah. Sorry, just my laptop is a bit. Yeah. It's charging now. The battery went very low. So.
Right.
Yeah. So it's okay now. Yeah, it's perfect.
So I just thought I might even just go back before we know each other. I'll even go back to the beginning. I was really interested about what's your earliest memories of music and art for you? Like your earliest
from earliest when I was young.
Yeah.
If I could remember when I was young, in the family I come from is full of drumming and dance, because my auntie is a spiritual dancer. So the house, every weekend the house is full of drumming, spiritual drumming. So the guys come in to the house and do the drumming, and my auntie's friends also come and dance, and happy. So that's how I got into the rhythm, into the music, because I love the music, and when they play, I feel like, oh, that's great. I would love to learn. So sometimes I get opportunity when they haven't started at all. I'll go there and then start banging the drum, and sometimes they get rid of. They say, get off on the drum. But one advantage I did have was there was one old man who is the master drummer of that particular traditional drumming. The spiritual drummers, and he really likes me. And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, yeah, I can see the potential. You can play." So he always called me and said, "Have a go, just have a go." So through that, I started, and then I got an interest into it, and then there was a church that I used to go as well. This with the same auntie. My auntie I'm talking about is the one that my mom comes after her. So I followed her to the church, and there's a drum there. There's nobody playing. So I go there, and then I do play the drum. And that's one of the reasons why I go to the church. To be honest, yeah. So yeah, that's how I got into drumming, and through that there was a group called YMCA, Young Men Christian Association, which is where they organize youth cultural group
as well, right?
Oh, okay. We have it in Ghana. So that was very early ages of my time, and so I joined the group as well because somebody said to me, "Oh, there's a cultural group, and YMCA, they are doing this traditional dance. You can go there and join them." So one day I went there, I stood back, and then I was watching them. They were drumming, they were dancing, and so I went to the boss himself, and I said, "Is it possible to join?" And then he said, "Can you play?" And I said, "Not really, but I would like to learn." And he said, "Okay, I really like your answer." That's what he said to me. So he says, "Yeah, we are here to teach. So if you are ready to learn, then come on." So straight away, he asked me to come and join them. And since then, every Sunday around 6:30 to 9, yeah, we have to go. And that's how I started doing my drumming. I got the drumming, especially the drumming. And then I thought, oh, the dancing too would be really good. So and then I started learning the dance as well. And I really enjoyed both. Yeah, so that is the beginning of my drumming career.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But then later on, who would you say that those people were your primary teachers, or was
Yeah.
there some other person who kind of came along a little bit later on?
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of people who came along, but I would say they were the first people who taught me how to control and look and watch and all these kind of um, things that I have to learn, the fundamentals. I mean, I would say they were the first people that I started learning from. And then from there, in my house, in the area where I live, there's another group, which is the folk group. They play the traditional folk music. The lead drummer, is a friend of my dad.
Oh,
It's a friend of my dad. So yeah, he saw me play and he said to my dad, "Your son is very good. You should bring him to our area now." So in fact, he was the one that really put me into professional drumming. He started teaching me one to one, and also the technique. I mean, really good techniques. He was the one that taught me all those techniques that I'm using
yeah, yeah,
currently. Yeah. So, and yeah, he was playing with one of the top groups, top band in Ghana. I can't remember the name of the band. So he used to go to rehearsals in Accra, which is like 15, 30 minutes away from. So he used to practice. And then one day he said to me, "Come with me and come and see what we do." So I went with him to his rehearsals. And that's what my first time to see a band with, I mean, like a drum kit, keyboard, bass, guitar, all this combined playing at the same time. So I got really excited.
yeah.
I got really excited. I was like, whoa, I really want to be like them,
What
which
year
was
was
a bit
this
difficult.
that was happening?
Um, this was early early 80s,
Right.
in the 80s, yeah, when I was very young. Yeah, in the 80s. So I mean, my dream was just to be like them. So yeah, and he's got a friend, another friend of him. He is another good drummer. He is multi. In fact, he is multi instrumentalist. So
Who
um,
was that one? That
the
multi.
friend
Yeah.
of the teacher, my teacher, his friend. So and he lived like 20 minutes away from us as well. So one day when they were doing the rehearsal, the folk music rehearsal, I was there and I was playing the bell. And then he said to me, he's trying to form the youth folk music. So he would like me to come and join, which is the youth one. So I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was so excited. I said, yeah. And then I went to his house with other people as well. It was fun because I was a bit happier because I saw the same age of mine. So it was a bit easy for me rather than being with the adults.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, that he was the one who I could also say he educated me a lot as well with the music as well. So I personally had a really good people to teach me because
Mm-hmm.
in Africa, if you don't respect the elders, it's hard for you to join them. And it's very difficult for you to go in between um the big people. So I was like I was very good boy, I could say, because they gave me the chance. Because they sent me go and do that. I'm rushing and I'm coming back. They say, "Oh, what do you want to do?" And I say, "Do you want to practice this?" Okay, practice. So they gave me the opportunity until this. So through there, I stayed with this man for a couple of years. I've been practicing drumming, dancing, singing, the flute, all together. And then what happened was,
what was this teacher's name again? Sorry, I didn't catch
is
that.
the teacher's name is Mensa Fusi. It's Mensa Fusi. Yeah, it's gone. It's dead. It's old. Yeah, it's passed away. Very unfortunately. Yeah. So and then one day I've got a friend called Anson, and then Kwache, he is passed away, and yeah, myself, Anson, Kwache, and one guy P, yeah, P, the four of us, we used to play the music on the street, which is the tom piano with the bamboo, with the box with the tom piano. Yeah, our one is big box with the bamboo sticks on top, and the flute. Anson is playing the flute, and Kwache is playing the shaker at the same time singing, and P plays the bells. I mean, the three of us we sing together. So we 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 used to go to the street, so not for money, not begging for money, but we thought it's a very good opportunity for us um, to be able to play in front of people. So we want the confidence. And then, in fact, as we started doing that, then people started giving us money. It's like all of a sudden, it's a lot of money. And then we said, to ourselves, why not? Why don't we start doing that? Because at the moment there's no job. So then we started going out, and there's a place where they sell t-shirts and stuff. And these guys, they really like the music. So they always say to us, every lunchtime we should come around and play some reggae music for them. So we used to go there, not every day, but most of the time we used to go there. And whenever we go there, we really entertain them. And we were on the street.
Reggae music.
Reggae, it's reggae music. Yeah. So we play Bob Marley, play Alpha Blondie, Lock It, all this, even any reggae music you can think of. We just practicing. Yeah, and then we were playing on this by the street somewhere. We traveled to one of the regions in Ghana because we thought now is the time for us to tour. So, and then in the tour we traveled, and then we saw a car parked. This car parked, and this man with some friends looking at us. They were watching us, and we were like, "What is going on?" And after we finished, the man came. The man with the guys, one of them we know. He came to us and said, "We were following you, we were chasing you, we were looking for you everywhere." I said, "What do you mean? You were looking for us?" I said, "Yeah, this is Nana Danso. Nana Danso is the founder of the Pan-African Orchestra."
Right,
Yeah, he was the founder. So he saw us and said, "Look, this is what I want to do. I want to train youth musicians like you guys. I know you guys are hustling, doing your own thing to get your money, but I'm ready to give you some money and to stay and learn." And I said, "Why not?" And then we jump into his car from the region where we're all the way back to Accra, and then we started working with him, and that's how I started studying music. This is where I started studying proper music, because he is a music. He plays the piano, he plays guitar, he plays anything instruments you can think of, except the saxophone. And the flute is his first. The flute is his first instrument, which so I was happy because I thought, why not? This is an opportunity. I've been asking my dad to pay school fees for me to go to the music academy, but he wasn't is not happy. He's not happy with the musicians in the country by then, because musicians in the country by then, they think they are not worth it. So he wasn't. So in fact, when I got the opportunity, I said yes straight away. And my friends, that we were the four of us, we all of us said yes. So we came to the man's house, and then we started studying music, started teaching us music, started telling us, I mean, stories. He's traveled abroad for years, and he know what it's like. He said, look, to go to Europe or to be there, you need to be really good. You need to be really, really good. So it's better for you to relax, take your time, and learn. So that when you go to Europe or the Western world, you're not going to do a different job, cleaning and or unnecessary jobs that some musicians are doing. So that was something that I kept it in my mind. That yeah, if academically in school I fall out, so if this will be my academy, why not? So I focused, and then we started studying for years. So I studied with orchestra, the PanAfrican Orchestra, for 13 years.
13 years. Right.
13 years, and through the orchestra, I traveled a lot. We went to. This is where I got a chance to go to the Walmart festival.
How many Women's have you performed at?
I've performed like the orchestra is two times, and yeah, so yeah, and then through him, and then in fact when we came back to Ghana, he said we don't have business. He doesn't have a job for now, but if just in case anything happens, we can go and do it, and we can come back. But there's something going to happen the following year. So he traveled. Most of the time when he had a workshop, you have to do a workshop in abroad. He takes me. I'm the only person he will take with, because I do the drum, I play the flute, I play the guitar, most of the instruments. So he needs, and also because I read the music, when he is teaching, he's written it. So I help him help the other girls. So one day he took me to London, and we were going to do a project with Pan-African Dance Ensemble. Yeah. And when we got there, in fact, they haven't invited me. They invited my boss, but my boss took me over. So it was like I'm not in their charge. My boss is in charge of me. So when we got there, and then my boss gave me the music, and he have to go and see somebody is going to do some other job, and then I started teaching them the music. So everybody was shocked, like, wow. So there's a traditional phantom from which is for the chiefs that they play, and they don't know how to play, so I have to teach them. So I started teaching them. It was like 2.5 weeks. So, and some bells and other projects that other music. So I did everything, and then my boss came back, because in fact he went to China, or I think he went to China for a meeting. So he came back, and when he came back, the job is done. So this group, Pan-African Dance Ensemble, have to do a concert at the Queen Elizabeth Hall. And so the director of the company, George, he said to me, I'll be very happy for you to join them, to perform with them. And I said, really? So, okay. He said, well, because that will help because of the music and everything. And then I said, okay. So I joined them, and then I performed with them. And then when my boss came, he's a good friend of my boss, Nana Danso. So he said to my boss, you are not going with this guy. This guy is staying with me.
Right.
And my boss was easy going. He said, well, I don't have job for the next year. So if he wants to stay, it's up to you. You talk to him. So yeah, so the George came to me and said, look, I've spoken to your boss, so you are staying. I'm going to renew your visa. And I said, oh, really? And he said, oh, and I've got a friend in the group. Big Joe. We were very good friends when we were young. We played in the same group as well. So Joe said to me, "You're going to stay. Just stay in my house." So, and when I stayed, I ended up staying with the group for 5 years, performing with them. And with the group, I got a chance to go to another Walmart festival, one in Spain, yeah, and one in I think Sardinia, or one of them. Yeah. So that's when I got another opportunity to go to Walmart festival.
Right.
Yeah, and so that's how I became a proper musician, because I studied the music and then also played with the jazz musicians. I used to play with the different bands as well in Ghana, the jazz group, where we used to play in the big hotels. And when I say big hotel, is the hotels where is I mean is very very high level, and we played there as well. So to be honest with you, the music life in Ghana was okay for me. I wasn't really finding financial times were not really too difficult. I'm always okay. So yeah, so through Adzido, yeah, go on.
I was going to ask you what time are we in the timeline? Is this in the early 90s or
Yeah, in
late
the early, okay, it is everything I've said was from the PanAfrican Orchestra went to the first Walmart Festival in 1983.
Wow. Yeah, great.
I think so, yeah, 1983. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's between 83 or 85. I'm not absolutely sure of the date, but I remember in the 80s. And then we went again 1994. Yeah, we went again 94. Yeah. And this time we toured and we performed at the Kennedy Center. We performed at Queen Elizabeth Hall. We performed at Canada, Theater of Theater of Civilization.
Wow.
And there are a couple of theaters that I can't remember their names. Yeah, we performed in the big theaters, and we had a chance
How
to
many
record.
countries did you go through? I was going to say,
I like around 10, 12 in a month. We were traveling different countries, so our timing, all our time, our pressure time was on the plane. We don't really have time roaming around. The next time we get the free time, you boarding the plane to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it was fun, interesting as well, but it was a lot of education behind it. We learned a lot. We learned a lot, and we did a record. We had a chance to record at Peter Gabriel's studio.
At the Real
Yeah,
World Studios. Yeah.
the Real World. We recorded it. The Pan African recorded, and we had the
How many
chance to.
albums did you do?
We did only one album. The second album couldn't come out because there was personal reasons that I don't think I should talk about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's my boss. Yeah, he's the boss, so he knows why. But the
Did
first
you?
album,
Oh, yeah.
the first album was a hit. We were in the chart, on the chart for 6 weeks.
Wow.
For 6 weeks, that was amazing. We had Andy Summers. You know Andy Summers, the Police.
Yeah. The Andy Summers. Yeah.
Uh, Andy Summers, the guitarist. He did that music with us, so he was our co-producer as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we had opportunity to sit closer to them, ask them questions about guitar, this and this and that. And by then, 1994, I think he was using the guitar that he said he bought it for $2,000, and it breaks our head like, oh my God. For us, for hearing that money, $2,000 is huge. Yeah, it was so amazing. And so we had a chance to speak to Peter Gabriel. He was talking to us about life and very happy with our music. He wished we could stay with him, but unfortunately he can't afford it. Yeah, but yeah, we had a chance to stay in his studio, big house. His studio is small. His area is like a mansion. It's like a town, yeah, by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, so I did tour a lot with the Pan-African. In fact, I did most my career music with the Pan-African Orchestra because I
Now,
sacrificed. Yeah.
oh, you go on. Yeah.
And what I mean is, I did because it was a new. Everybody wanted,
Mm.
and yeah. So in fact, we travel. We had a tour in Africa as well, West African tour. We did the West African tour because the president, the country's leaders, cultural commissioners wanted us, the Pan African Orchestra, to tour around so that everybody would see how the tradition instruments have come together to produce sound. That alone is the unity of African. That is one of the good reasons why they made us tour Africa. And yeah, and it makes me realize how fortunate my country is going to different African countries.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
This is around the same time as that the African Union was starting to be.
The Pan African Union, but no, the African Union. You mean that one was my earliest time? I'm done with that.
Oh,
That
Mashulia.
one is done. I've grown up, and I've moved on. I've moved up. So with the Pan African Orchestra, is different musicians from Africa.
Yep.
The boss Nana Danso, he traveled around Africa and picked up some musicians on the street,
Mm-hmm.
and then he brought them together, brought us together, and then he wrote the music. In fact, he recomposed the traditional music
Yep.
that we've already have. Yeah, so yeah, it was cool. I really felt like I've missed something. I'm not playing Pan African Orchestra music anymore, but the youth, and we had the opportunity to have the youth coming. So Nana gave us the opportunity to start training the youth, so that just in case, for example, if somebody like me, I'm out, we can get somebody to replace me. So we started teaching the youth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had a Pan African Youth Orchestra, which is still existing now in Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah, the Pan African Youth Orchestra. So yeah, I had a chance to lead them as a conductor for
Mm-hmm.
them for and then I composed. And that told me, if you have any music, compose. It's one of the reasons why as I got to learn how to compose, because he gave me the ideas, gave me the tools. He said, look, this is the people, use them if you can. So yeah. So please, I'm very sad that he's not existing, because he's the key to Africa. He is the key to Africa, and I haven't heard anybody since he passed away have done, or I've got any idea of where he wants to take Africa to. So it's very sad that we've mixed him, but it is what it is. Yeah. And with Adzido, yeah, and Adzido too, we had a chance to play with different musicians. With
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had opportunity when Michael Jackson came to London to do a performance at one of the town countries, Exeter. Yeah, Exeter Sports Stadium. Adzido had the opportunity to back him, because he was doing a specific um, dance, which we have Ajido dancers and the drummers have to support.
Yeah.
So we had opportunity to do that, and we were on the train, one long train from the station to Exeter without anybody, or terms with all musicians. No, I mean different musicians as well. But we were the right people. We were the main people to support him. So it's very opportunity to see him like that. I was like, oh, look at it, small. But yeah, it was fun. So yeah,
What year was this in?
2000, and it might be 2003 there, that year. But yeah, we did 2002, 2003. Yeah, that's when we did that. So it's a long time ago, but yeah.
Yeah. I saw that. I mean, I mean, it's there's a lot of stuff that we could